Good afternoon from Flash's Garage. This is Chris Sauer, Flashpoint Auto Fab and Frame in Florida here. This is an update on our fuel cell mounting. It is on Neil's 912, 1967. As you can see, we have a top rack that is bolted to the bed of the fuel cell mounting. So we have an angle iron bed and 1-inch extensions, and then the top rack bolts down to it so you can remove the top rack and service the fuel cell. That is a safe way to mount these fuel cells. If this car was a flip or roll, I feel confident that the fuel cell will not come loose. So our next step on this build is to start planning out the roll cage and start building the roll cage, and then we also need to get the floor in there. But the way a Porsche is, it has longitudinals, so we can actually build a roll cage without having the bottom floor in. As long as we're fixtured down to the floor or the jig, we can safely tack the roll cage system in without the floor in. And we'll have this accessibility to really make everything fit nice and weld nice. But today, I was going to do something a little different. Kind of reflect on my racing career in NASCAR. So I brought out a few cool things from my bedroom that I had from my racing career. And over here is the 2002 championship trophy that Tony Stewart got us. Kind of getting old and wore out, but Tony got each one of us one of these when we were Joe Gibbs Racing. And then here are my rings. And this ring box here was built by Ross Port. He also worked with me at Joe Gibbs Racing. In the Flash's rings, he just thought that would be cool to put in there. I didn't order it like that, and I thought it was really cool. Makes me remember Ross. But here's a Brickyard win. And then this is when I was at Furniture Row at the 78. We won Darlington with Regan Smith driving. He drove a hell of a race. We won that race. And this is the Winston Cup trophy, or Winston Cup championship ring with Tony Stewart. This is another Brickyard, and then another championship ring. And then, so those are really cool. And then this here is a helmet, little mini helmet that Brian Vickers gave us. We won Michigan with Brian Vickers when I was at Red Bull. So those are cool little, just a fraction of what I have from my racing career. I have boxes and boxes and stuff, But the point of this all is that if you are working on a race team right now and that new car is coming in and you're a fabricator, well, a lot of jobs are going to be kind of gone. But I would just say that the whole time I was in NASCAR, I was always thinking what I was going to do after NASCAR, and that's what precipitated going into business. And it was a lot more challenging than I ever thought. And all I could do when I was on those race teams was dream about having my own business. But what I'm saying is, don't ever look back. Don't lose that passion for racing. Because I think about, all the cool, just the legends and the fabricators and the mechanics that I got to work with that are now legends. And a lot of Hall of Famers. And I'm really grateful, that I got to do that. So if you are on a race team and you're working in Charlotte on one of the race teams, just look at some of the old timers, because they're not going to be around, and just say, wow, I'm lucky to have worked there, work with these guys, because one day you're not going to, and you'll be out of racing. But here's a point. I get to work with Rich Bickle and Tony D'Ambrose with Rich's short track program the last year, and it is a blessing, because that's all I ever want to do. And now when you don't get to race, you miss it. So now I'm getting to race with Rich Bickle and Tony D'Ambrose on their super late model program. It is really special. So we'll be having some more content on that as that goes. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but just, you can't ever lose track of why you ever got into cars or anything like that. And starting Flashpoint was a dream come true, but I also learned a lot. And having the shoulder surgery and everything forced me to close Flashpoint. But now you know, over a year later, I've got the fire back to, you know, begin to build cars again. And my friend Neil really has stepped up and gave me an opportunity to really get back into building Porsches, because I really love that too. And I kind of got a sour taste in my mouth. Owning your own business is the hardest thing you can do. Starting that business with no capital was like impossible. And it was the second time I tried it. I tried it first in Texas with the help of some friends, Patricia and Dan. And that was an eye-opener. I swore I'd never do it again, but that dream kept going. And then I went back into racing briefly, and that dream, I just kept with the dream. So fast forward, I left Furniture Row Racing and we came to Jacksonville. But I had like a couple years lag. My wife had to stay out there, so I had to figure out something new. And I learned how to, you know, do metalwork and stuff. I started to learn how to do metalwork. So my point being is, it's nice to be back working on Porsches. Kind of have my own deal at night. Thinking about maybe going back into it full time. But I'm going to learn from my mistakes. But I wake up every morning looking at this stuff thinking how lucky I was to work at the highest level of NASCAR with some of the legends of the sport. And now I get to race part-time with Rich Bickle and Tony D'Ambrose and Josh and Steven and Jordan and all the rest of them. And I don't know, I just thought it'd be cool to show off that stuff. I'm always showing you what's going on with the 911, I mean the 912, very similar to a 911, different engines. And anyway, I'm rambling, but I don't have any followers anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm trying to boost this, so I figure if I do something a little different, maybe I'll get some rogue followers. But if you like this, like the channel and subscribe, and I'll try to think of some really cool stories and more memorabilia from my 21 years in NASCAR, because it was a hell of a ride. Hell of a ride. So anyway, that's it. I'll have some more Porsche videos coming next week. Over and out from Flash's Garage.